Hi, and welcome to the next episode of the Naria Lemare Show. And I am your host, Naria. I'm so excited to have you here today. And for those of you who are new, welcome. Now, for me, I am a registered dietitian. I specialize in health, weight management, and overall wellness. Now, I want to thank you so much for being here today. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. As you can already tell, I usually or haven't had guests in the show. So all of this is just information you're getting right out of my brain, not from other individuals, which could often make it harder for me to get more followers and subscribers. So every follower, every subscriber, I am definitely grateful. So please make sure to subscribe and share. If you feel anyone you know may benefit from this information, feel free to share. If there's something you're looking to learn about, let me know. Definitely comment below or send me an email at narialemare@gmail.com. Now, today's episode, very special episode, and it's something that I focus on a lot with all of my clients. So if you're my client, you already know. Now, I do message a lot about weight management, about just general health and wellness, but what does that mean? How do I approach these things with my client? And that's what we're going to talk about: circadian rhythm and overall, again, wellness. They all tie together. Now, I want to start with a little story, as you already know. And again, I'm going to use myself as an example. Now, when I used to think about health, I always had this image of just a very slim body, maybe like a bikini and so forth. And I would think, okay, shedding pounds, getting into bikini, that means happy, that means excited, that means flourishing in life. Now, the thing is, and let me know if you can relate, any time that I pursued a diet, I would lose weight. I felt like my clothes fit very comfortable. But how did I feel? I didn't feel more energized. I didn't necessarily feel better. I didn't feel like I could do more in regards to, like, let's say even simple things like carrying the groceries a little easier. I felt more like a weaker version of myself that fit in my clothes a little more comfortable than before. And I'm thinking, is this really health? Is it really what health looks like? The answer, of course, as we know now, no. We know that losing weight too quickly can really cause a lot of harm, and not just physical harm, but also mental harm. A lot of the times when we think and we get into this almost bubble of what's expected of us, especially as women, what's expected of us, how to look, it's very mentally challenging and mentally draining. And this could be for anybody. When we think of health, does not start with the outside. It starts from the inside. Yes, and guess what? Who's talking about this on social media? I think now more practitioners are getting on here and talking about it, but before, especially like on my era when I grew up, no one was talking about this stuff. Everything started outward. How do you look? Did you brush your hair? Do you have highlights? Did you do your makeup? How do these things look? Not nothing inside. It didn't matter how we felt. It didn't matter anything. I never heard about the circadian rhythm. I never heard about these things, not until, of course, I became an adult. Now, I want to tell you, friends, when you approach your health journey, don't pursue it from the outside in, go the other way around. Remember, we have a very unique relationship with our body. And what I teach my clients is about how to respect the process, how to improve their circadian rhythms, because that is going to have a positive effect on whatever goal they have, whatever health goal they have. It's going to have a positive effect. We're not going to focus on the outcome of controlling the blood sugars or losing the weight. We're going to focus on the root problem. What is the root problem here of maybe those blood sugars being high, of maybe the weight being high? What's the root problem here? And we're going to address it one thing at a time while we are respecting our body's process. The goal really is to live more comfortably, to live happy, to live with more energy, to do more things with our families, with our pets, to do more on vacations, to be able to walk up the stairs with 5, 10 bags of groceries and feel okay at the end, not say, oh, my back, oh, my arm, oh, my this, or my that. No, no, no. Just grab the bags and go. Our goal is to age like fine wine. And again, not outward. I'm talking about inward, buddies. Inward. We want to feel good. We don't want to age and say, oh, I feel tired. I feel fatigued. I need a nap all the time. I need to do this. No, no, no. We should really be aging and getting more excited about life. And that again, it starts inward. Now, what I've seen again is a lot of individuals pursue it outward in, and that often is diets. Diets again, they're very common, but what's the problem here with diets? Like if you've been listening to all my episodes, you already know they don't provide long-term solutions for the billionth time here. We want to have more of a flexible diet, something that we can continue doing for the rest of our life so we don't have to start over. That should be the main goal. When we think of diets, not only can they harm our body, they could possibly lead to a lot of weight loss, but most of that could be loss of lean body mass, which we know is so good. It's like gold. You don't want to lose your lean body mass, friends. If the only thing you get from this episode is to not lose your lean body mass, oh my gosh, I'm excited. I'm happy. That makes me happy. Don't lose weight just to lose weight. Be intentional with the journey, with what you're losing. But many times when individuals go into these diets, they not only develop an unhealthy relationship with food, but they develop an unhealthy relationship with their own body. How many times have you started something like a diet and then you didn't see the results that you wanted at a certain period of time? Then you became very frustrated with the process and you became very frustrated with your body, saying, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with my body? When the whole time there was nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. It just means we have to take a moment and say, hey, what does my body need? Because my body needs something. It's not about me, the conscious being. It's about what does my body need in order to flourish. What's the environment my body needs? Not Susie, not Bob. What does my body need to flourish? That's what I encourage you to do, to pursue your health journey inward out. You'll see that that is going to be so much more sustainable. You're going to feel at your best. While you're doing this, of course, like I always talk about, stress management. How is your stress management? How is your sleeping patterns? Going back to circadian rhythm, hormonal balance. Those should be 100% considered. You can't go and start with physical activity, nutrition, when everything else, the core, the foundation is being completely ignored and stomped upon. Have a game plan for that. Improve that while you're working on other things, but don't neglect it. Don't avoid it. Know that your body is like a little baby and wants to feel safe and wants to be in a safe environment and wants to know what the plan is. Kind of like if you go somewhere like a trip with your friends or your family and they just leave you out in the dark and you're just like, okay, what if I didn't want to eat that? Or what if I didn't want to go there? Or someone forces you to do some snorkeling and you're like, I hate water. Right? You just want to know the game plan. So does your body. So, friends, try to consider this as you're working on your health journey. It's not about the outcomes. And I know I mention this a lot, and I do this because it's so important. If you were to say, what's the key here? Of course, consistency. Of course, we're not going to devote our intentions and motivation because it comes and goes. But it's really about those things, friends. About being consistent, showing up when you don't want to, respecting your own body, not the day to day, not the today, the what about in 5 years, what about in 10 years? How am I going to feel? We want to work on these things. We want to change the biochemistry of our labs. We want to go to the doctor and get the labs and say these are all great. Versus you go to the doctor, they're not so good. Let's start you on medicine. Now you're gonna get the side effects of the medicine and so forth, and then that just adds on over years. That's not fun. And I say it because I see it so often, but I want you to know there's a different approach. My approach to my clients and my program is very functional. I love functional nutrition. It's something that has worked great not only for myself, but it works great for my clients. I love to teach them how food fuels our bodies and our minds, how physical activity really helps with mental health. Friends, I can tell you when I'm like annoyed and pissed, I'm human too. I get mad. I do anything anyone else does. When I work out, I feel like, oh, it's not that bad. I feel better now. I look forward to these things. It makes me a happier person. Going out to walk, getting some sunlight exposure, it makes me a happier person. And I feel it. I feel like more relaxed. I feel more chill versus the days I don't work out, versus the days I don't take a walk, compared to the days I don't meal prep or I just eat like trash because I didn't plan anything. Those days I feel just tired. And it's funny because I feel more tired those days that I do less than the days that I do more. When I'm more active, when I eat better, I plan my weeks better, I have more energy than the days that I decide to not be active and do some quick meal that maybe is outside of the house. Which sounds weird, but let me know if you can relate to this. Now, friends, how are you pursuing? My question to you is how are you pursuing your health? Are you thinking about the overall picture? Are you thinking about the today only? What are you thinking of? Are you thinking of how you feel? What's more important to you? Seeing that outcome today and then having it reverse in itself because you did something that wasn't sustainable, but at least you had that outcome for a week or a month or 2 months or 5 months? Or is it more important to you to take it slow, be patient, be consistent, and see that progress and never go back to where you were at before? Almost getting to the point that you almost believe it was you, that it was something that you practiced before, because that new lifestyle is so ingrained in who you are and what you believe. A lot of it's going to go back to your beliefs. What do you believe? What's important to you? Now, if the outcome is the only thing that's important to you, you're most likely not going to be at least one of my ideal clients. But if you want to focus on your your circadian rhythms, if you want to focus on your body, respecting your and honoring your body's processes, functional nutrition could be the answer you've been looking for all this time. And I get it a lot, Naria. Why, when I go to the doctors, they don't tell me this? Why haven't they mentioned this? Why haven't they tested for this? Why this? Why that? I get it, guys. Trust me, I was in that same boat. Complete confusion of, aren't you supposed to be here to help? Like, I feel horrible, but you're telling me I feel fine. I don't feel fine. Something is wrong, and you're not listening. It reminded me of those movies that, you're just they're just talking to someone and they're just like smiling, they're totally ignoring and just saying, okay, that's nice, okay, bye, get out of here, get out of here, I don't care. And I'm thinking, okay, there has to be a different way. I want you to know, friend, if you feel a certain way and a provider's telling you everything's okay, I want you to listen to your body. I want you to keep pushing, be an advocate for yourself. Continue letting your providers know there's something wrong. I need to do something. Seek outward help. There's a lot of dietitians, other providers that have their own companies that can do further testing. Friends, you have to always go back to, how do I feel? Is this how I plan to feel at this point? Being 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, whatever age. Is this how I wanted to feel at this point in life? Thinking, oh, I wish I was in my 20s again or in my 30s. No, I'm telling you, no, 100% no. You should be aging and feeling great. And if not, we have to figure out what's wrong. We have to figure out what the root problem here is and go on from there. Could it take time? Of course. It could take time. It could take 6 months. It could take a year. It could take a little bit more. But as long as you're seeing some progress, that's going to be the goal here. Think of the long term game. Don't think of these short term solutions that social media likes to push out on us. It's not about the, oh, you fit in this clothes, this is how you look, this is how you look. No, how do you feel? What, and for those of you who have done diets before, when you reach that weight, how did you feel in total? Like, think about it. Think about this question and ask yourself this. How did I feel about the whole process? Not just, oh, I feel better in the clothes, but how was your relationship with food? How was your relationship with your family, with your kids, with your husbands, with your spouses, with your friends when you went out, when you went on vacation? How was that when you were on your diet? How was, oh, the whole family's going out, but I'm doing fasting so I can't eat till one? Or, oh, I'm doing the keto so I can't go to, whatever bakery to grab a croissant. How was that? And don't just think of how it affected you. How did it affect your family? How did it affect how your kids view food now? How did it affect how they view you? It's not just us most of the time. There's people around us that we care and we love. So, friends, today I ask you, how are you pursuing your health and wellness goals? Now, any questions you may have, of course, reach out, comment below, let me know. You can definitely send me an email, narialamere@gmail.com. Until next time, friends, bye.
And don't forget to subscribe.